so he wouldn't get lost in the maze, and he ended up defeating the Minotaur, who was eating everyone. Camazotz. I can't even pronounce it properly, but that's werebats, and they were wiped out by the Shadow Lord werewolves. The Shadow Lords are they're the official werewolf villains, but they're still good guys. They're the Northern European werewolves, and they're also Asian as well. They have an Asian faction called the Haken Guru. They wiped out I think it was the Spanish, or I'm not too sure. When the when the Europeans, I think it was Mexico, settled in Mexico or South America or in Spain or wherever, and they actually made the natives sick because they were diseased. They brought over diseases that the natives weren't immune to, and they had this thing where they were purposely giving them blankets that would pass on the germs to the native, as they needed things to keep that in their trade when they traded with them. Apparently, in the world of darkness, something like this happened. Something worse happened. Well, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure of the exact American history, but it was a Shadow Lord werewolf that slayed the very last werebat. I think they were South American natives, or something like that. Anyway, very sad, I guess. The Grond. They were werewolves, and they became skull pigs. They didn't really die out. They just got corrupted into Fomori, known as skull pigs. Fomori, taken from the word Fomorian, which is a kind of mutant giant from Scotland that inhabited Ireland in the British Isles before the children of Danu settled there, or in the mythology, I guess, before the Irish settled there. The Irish and the Scottish, and they fought with them. They were kind of like giants, or mutated ogres or whatever. So the Fomori are actually humans or were-creatures possessed by a bane. Well, they have some sort of bane possession that causes a mutation. They can have several mutations. Anyway, they're supposed to be corrupt and considered enemies of all were-creatures, especially Garou. And Skull Pig is just what is left of the Gront, who were the werewolves. They're known by their skulls. They just have skulls. They have no skin. All the skin rotted away, and they just have skulls on their heads. They're kind of just a rotten version of the werewolf. They're kind of gross anyway, I guess, by standards of the other were-creatures. There's another picture of one there. I have 11 minutes. I'll just have to be really quick. There's also some lost tribes as well. There's a rare tribe of Mokali that are actually based on turtles. Mokal. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. White Wolf's answer to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's Blacktooth, a corrupt Simba, or Kimba, or whatever they're called. I think they're called the Simba, were-lions. He's actually black. He's got black fur. There's a were tiger. The Al-Hadi is a generic name for African shapeshifters, animal shapeshifters. And I actually got my name in this book. Where is it? Oh, here. Have a look. Second from the right or left, which way you look at. Michael Patrick Thomas Hartwell. That's my full name. By the way, my brother's a lawyer. That's one of his cards. But you can see my name just above it in the book. Hartwell Lawyers. My brother's a successful lawyer. He's actually a partner. I'm very proud. There's the name of my character. Michael Blood on the Moon Romanov. He's a Russian Silverfang. Possibly a remnant of the famous royal Russian family of the Romanovs, who were all executed. Well, that's what I read anyway. And he fled to America with his family. Apparently there was some time discrepancy with the time. Because they were executed long ago, but him being he was in his 20s, he possibly fled less than 10 years earlier with his family to America to live in New York. He's a Russian Silverfang. They're considered to be the royal werewolves. They were the original werewolf kings. As wolves are very well known in Russia, and they almost entirely have silver or white hair, or fur in their werewolf forms, and they're supposed to have extremely good breeding. They're the werewolf nobility, and they're also known to be inbred and suffer mental problems, severe mental problems. Mine was perfectionism. He was a perfectionist. That was his mental. Other characters that he would meet probably thought there were other things wrong with him as well. That's where my name is. That's a character sheet. That's the character sheets. You can actually download them from a website. There's a person who was responsible for making those. That's that book. I will very quickly show you the other books. That's a book of stories written by famous werewolf authors. Well, not actual werewolf authors, but the White Wolf authors. White Wolf is was the official company that made the game. They're now called Onyx Path. I said in the previous video that they handed over to Onyx Path. That's not exactly correct. They just changed their name, and they still use the name White Wolf, but I think Onyx Path they own everything. White Wolf is just a small section of it. Just guessing, but it's last time when I was showing the picture of myself, they did a likeness of me in one of their books because I backed that Kickstarter. I said that they handed over. That's not exactly right. They're just called Onyx Path now. That's the book. That's the Werewolf Cookbook. It's actually it's got a dish, a food dish for each of the 13 tribes. I will show that in another video. These are real world dishes like smoky chicken and peppers, lobster linguine, tuna and miso broth, pastel, venison and barley soup. Skinner was a character, was a werewolf kinfolk. Now the werewolf kinfolk are related to werewolves, but they don't actually change. They're not actually the shapeshifters, but they're immune to the delirium, which is the age-old werewolf fear of werewolves, that some weak-willed mere humans will suffer from upon sight of a werewolf in their hybrid form. The Skinner was a famous, and my tapes, he was a famous werewolf kinfolk who found a way to change himself into a guru. Anyway, it's ending here. I will show more later. Goodbye.